Hi, Sagittarius. This is Shieldmaiden Tarot. My name is Drew, and I'm going to be doing your 1st to the 14th of April 2019 general reading. Just a quick disclaimer, there are so many Sagittariuses on the planet. I'm not going to resonate with every single one of you. If I don't resonate with you, that's perfectly all right. I wish you love and light and that you do find someone who you resonate with. And if you do resonate with me, then I am so happy that you're here. If you like this video at the end, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and to follow me on Instagram. I am at Shieldmaiden Tarot. So, Sagittarius, let's get into your reading. The first thing that I really wanted to point out to you is when I was drawing your cards and I was clarifying them, I got all the answers that were major arcana, which tells me that the universe has decided for some of you, you need to let me handle this for you. This is a case of divine timing. Some of you Sagittarians might be dealing with a whole lot of crap. You might be stuck in some cycles that you don't want to address or you can't get out of on your own. Some of you might just be trying to resist the change, but unfortunately, the universe doesn't work that way. If we need to change, the universe is going to say you have two options. Either you do it or I do it. It's kind of like the equivalent. The universe is like the parent that says, if you do not stop this right now, I will turn this car around. You know? So, just getting that out there. So what I like to do is I like to pull an overall card to see what the energy is for the reading. And then I pull supporting tarot, and then I go into some oracle cards so I can get some extra messages and advice from spirit. So let's get into your reading. Sagittarius, the first card that I pulled for you today was the 10 of Air. And the 10 of Air represents self-actualization, liberation, and altered perception. Also, let's just address how pretty this card is with all of its light colors. And to clarify this card, I got the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups symbolizes offers, invitations, good news, romantic gestures. This is my Disney Prince card when it's upright like this. Starting off your energy, I wanted to point out to you that the first thing that I got from this was some of you Sagittarians, I think you realized that you wanted a new start in something, or you really needed a new start in something. Something was not working for you, either in a romantic relationship, a business partnership, or a job. Could have been a family member you were dealing with. The reason that I say romantic relationship is because the Knight of Cups, he represents my idea of a Disney prince. He's very charming, very caring, very warm, kind-hearted. It's usually a young man in his 20s to his mid-30s. It doesn't have to be, but that's what this card generally represents. So some of you Sagittarians could have maybe realized that if you were in a relationship with this kind of person, you could have realized this might not have been the relationship that you wanted to be in for whatever reason. The butterflies on this card, even though you can't really see, there's a butterfly in her hair, there are butterflies over here, just a whole lot of butterflies. Butterflies represent change and new life, endurance, like a metamorphosis, so kind of just coming to a new stage. Some of you Sagittarians might have also come to the realization that a relationship with this type of person might not have been the best for you mentally. And the reason I say mentally is because up here we can see this eye, which to me represents the third eye or the pineal gland. So while your human experience might have not realized it at first, your higher self might have been looking down at you being like, really? You don't see it? You don't see it yet? Well, I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way. And the universe intervened for some of you. This is not all of you. I also feel like some of you might have been very closed off to relationships, friendships, some sort of partnership, but I feel more towards romantic, especially with all of these light colors on this card here. But I feel like some of you might have been dealing with a young man who could have been like a Disney prince. You were kind of just like, he seems too good to be true. I don't think I should go for it. But you might have come to a realization that, you know, this could have been an opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime type of guy. And if I don't grab him now, I'm not going to be able to. But this is for a few of you. Mostly, I feel like a lot of you Sagittarians were figuring out that this young man who you might have thought was your Prince Charming probably ended up not being your Prince Charming. And again, don't get hung up on the gender of the card. This doesn't have to represent a man. It could represent a woman. And also remember that energies are interchangeable. And they also could be, you have dealt with this, you are dealing with this, or you're going to deal with this. Just letting you know that. All right, let's get into your supporting tarot. For your first supporting tarot card, I pulled the Queen of Water in reverse. And the Queen of Water in reverse represents withdrawal, vulnerability, and common sense. And to clarify the Queen of Water, I got the Temperance card in reverse. Temperance in reverse is representing an imbalance, recklessness, or overindulgence. Remember how I was talking about how some of you might be a little closed off to this Knight of Cups energy? As you can see from the Queen of Water here, there are some sea turtles right here and right here. And sea turtles are known for having a very hard shell. So you might be very closed off. You might be very protective of yourself. But turtles also represent perseverance. So Sagittarians, you're known in your own right for being stubborn. So I feel like for those of you who are dealing with this Knight of Cups, you might know that he's not good for you, and some of you might be even attracted to this person physically, emotionally, mentally, maybe all three, but you just know deep, 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 deep in your heart that this isn't a good thing for you. So you're fighting and you're just pushing against every single fiber of your being. You just want to be with this type of person because, let's face it, we all dreamt of having a Disney prince as a boyfriend at some point. At some point, okay? I'm not saying that all of us still do it, but at some point we did. I also want to point out the crab claws right here. So that could be you also being on the defense, knowing, again, with these turtles, that this isn't a good thing for you, and you're keeping your guard up. You're saying, nope, there's no way that I'm going to do this, and if you come near me... Sorry, I don't know what that was. It also could represent that you're staying away from love. To those Sagittarians who are dealing with someone who you want to be with, but you might be a little closed off because something might have happened to you previously, you could be keeping away from this person just because you're scared, but you want to be with them. Temperance Reversed, as I was saying, it represents overindulgence. So maybe you're dealing with someone who overindulges in something, and that could mean a lot of things. It could mean, with the cups there, overindulgence in drinking. It could be drugs, sex, food, just when you do something too much of. That's overindulgence. Or alternatively, you might be chasing away someone with your attitude of being maybe a little bit too much of a partier, maybe indulging too much. So as much as it could be you chasing someone away going, no, I don't want to deal with your drinking problem, your drug addictions, or whatever it may be, another person could be saying to you, I don't want to deal with your hard party ways, your drinking, your drugs, your just anything like that. And that could leave some of you Sagittarians feeling a little not so groovy, I guess. The second supporting tarot that I pulled for you was the Two of Fire in reverse. And the Two of Fire in reverse, for me, it's a karmic soulmate connection. And karmic soulmate connections are, with this card appearing in the upright position, this is very much a twin flame or a positive soulmate connection. But when it's upside down, reversed, it's a karmic soulmate. So instead of it being you had to meet someone or you met someone who you decided before you were put into this world that you were going to meet up with them, you were going to be with them in this lifetime, there was an extra rule to that contract where it might have been, this contract stating, this person's going to teach you a really hard lesson. And that is not easy. Karmic soulmates, I don't want to say they're the worst, but they're the worst. But this card for me also represents inequality and struggle. So to clarify this card, and this might not be nice to look at, but to clarify this card, I got the World in reverse. And the World, when it's in the reverse, is stagnation, a lack of completion, and a lack of success. These two cards, to me, really bring home that this, for a lot of Sagittarians, was a karmic relationship, or it was a twin flame relationship. Twin flames are very rare. I'm not dismissing that you did find your twin flame. If you think that you found your twin flame and you're going through this with them right now, who am I to tell you no? This is up to your own judgment. You're a smart adult. This could mean that a relationship with your karmic soulmate or twin flame has ended, or it's come to a stop. Especially with the World card, it's not a full circle completion. It's more like a full circle. Stopped. The train has stopped. The tracks are blocked. There's something stopping this thing from coming full circle. Whatever it may be for you, especially with it being a karmic soulmate, I think the relationship needs to end. And that's probably why these two cards are together. Alternatively, for some Sagittarians, you could be in a marriage with this person that you feel stuck in and you feel like there's no way out. You might have children with this person. You might have children. But as you can see from this card, these two women have a little braid of both of their hair right there. So that's why I get the feeling that some of you might not feel there's a way out. And if there is a way out, if you take it, it's going to hurt, because tugging on your hair or someone tugging on your hair doesn't really feel all that great. Well, unless you nasty. But yeah, I was just getting a very strong karmic connection from these two cards. So the last supporting tarot card that I got for you was the Three of Fire in reverse. And the Three of Fire in reverse is about having lost your way, objectives, and cutting your corners. To clarify this card, I got the Justice card. And justice represents, obviously, justice. It could mean there's legalities. It could be a courtroom that you guys are dealing with. Consequences, karma. This is the karma's a bitch kind of card for me as a reader. With these two cards together, I feel like for those of you who are in a marriage and you know that you don't want to be in this marriage and that you felt like there's no way of getting out, but you had to get out because something's stopping it from coming full circle, that if you are going through a divorce, obviously I've never been through a divorce. I don't know what it's like. I can only imagine with the wrong person it might be horrible. My parents are divorced, but they were the type, it was an amicable breakup and they didn't really want to be nasty to each other. But I do know of people who have had some very, very nasty divorces. You might have children with this person who you're in your karmic relationship with. So I feel like that might also kind of hit you where it hurts. Going through such a huge breakup with someone when you're in a relationship with, and learning how to live life differently without them being there, not having maybe as much financial support. It's got to be tough. I can only imagine, especially if you're supporting another human being along with it. That must not feel very great. So, that's heavy. This also it also kind of wants you to pay attention to the finer details. So as much as this situation might suck for you, for some of you, you always have to look at the silver lining. Because as I said before, this is universe, Mama Universe, saying that they're turning this car around on you. As much as it might suck, try and find the silver linings in everything. And it could be a very, very small thing that might just hit you, give you some sort of feeling. It could be something as small as, for some reason, it just came to me, seeing a shape in your coffee, or seeing a cloud in a certain shape that kind of brings you to some sort of emotional spot. I don't know why I said the whole coffee thing. I don't know, it just popped into my head to say that. But the small things are the ways that universe interacts with us. Pay attention to your numbers. Angels and spirit loves to communicate with numbers. 1111, 111, 222, 333. Seeing them on the clock, the side of a building, a license plate number, an address plate. Just know that I feel very strongly like universe really had to make this happen. It really felt like it had to make this happen for you. All right, so with the tarot done, I'm now going to move into your oracle messages. You got a lot of oracle messages. So there's a lot that Spirit has to say, especially, like I said, with all this major arcana on the board. I feel like some of you were not paying attention to a lot of the signs, but you got to pay attention to it now. So, The first oracle card that I got for you guys was Patience. And the message reads, if you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust every need will be soon met. Often change soon follows. For those Sagittarians who are dealing with the change, again, universe might have forced it on you. That might not seem very fair to you. It might be really inconvenient for some of you, but it had to happen. Some change had to happen for you, and you might not see the good in it now, but if you have patience, you'll look back on it and you said, wow, this sucked at the time, but this really needed to happen. The second card that I got for you was They Chose You. And the little message at the back says, you might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a bit, but there are those who chose this very lifetime in large part knowing you'd be there. Now that's what I call a reputation. To those Sagittarians who are going through divorces that you didn't necessarily want to leave because you thought you were with your twin flame, you thought you were with a soulmate, or you knew you were with a karmic relationship, but you wanted to make it work. This card, I feel, especially goes out to you. Some of you might be brokenhearted right now. Some of you might be dealing with a lot of pain. But I feel like this card is speaking to you because if you did go through this divorce and you had to leave, even though it might have been with someone who you might not have wanted to leave with, you've got more people coming. There are more people coming for you. There are more things that are coming for you. But like I said, when you signed up for this life and you had a contract with somebody who was supposed to teach you a nasty lesson that you wish you could have avoided because it hurt, there were people who were also lining up because they were like, I want to meet them on this earth. I want to meet them in this lifetime. I'm sorry, that really made me emotional for a second. My guide just said to me that there's someone waiting for you. Wow, that was really powerful. I got teary-eyed and my nose stung a little bit like I was about to cry. So, and it's tough when you're dealing with crappy stuff to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But it's there. It's there. You just have to get through this nasty stuff in order to reap the benefits. For those of you who are dealing with this Knight of Cups energy and you want to open up to this person because you know this person is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, just do it, please. Like, yeah, it might not work out the way you want it to, but wouldn't you rather just have that knowledge that you tried and now you're moving on and you've got better lessons to learn from it? Instead of just thinking to yourself, why did I let this person go? You could grow old with this person. You and this person could have an amazing life together, but you'll never know unless you give them a shot. So when I was asking for which animal spirit guides are helping you at this time, you got 3, and they coincide with each other so perfectly. The first one you got was Timon, the meerkat. And what meerkat says is, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. So I feel like meerkat has come here because meerkat wants to remind you when you're going through this negative situation with a karmic relationship, or you're blocking yourself off because you're afraid, surround yourself with people who want you to thrive and conquer in this world. Your family, your soul tribe, people who just want to lift you up and make you feel like the badass fire sign that you are. Keep those people around. because they want to help you, and Meerkat's encouraging you to get help from them. Your second animal guide is Manatee. So cute. And the card says, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Again, I think this applies here, but also here with the Knight of Cups. Like I said earlier, universe has kind of taken matters into its own hands, turning the car around. Just to remind you that if this person is sent into your life, they're sent there for a reason. Either you learn a lesson from them, or you keep them in your life and continue to keep learning from them. Every single person, every single situation is here to teach us something that we were supposed to learn before we leave. Depends on which person is teaching you which lesson. And your last animal spirit guide is Platypus. And Platypus says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Sagittarians, you rarely complain. I find all the Sagittarians in my life who I know in my personal relationships, they're great, they're lovely, and I rarely hear them complain. They're a very positive fire sign. But this is to some of you who might be complaining, and it's reminding you to, again, look for the good and be thankful for what you have and send out that positivity into the world, as it will reward you when you manifest these things. Some of you might be manifesting a new person that has been waiting for you for a long time. And finally, your last card to end off on is Winter. And Winter reads, take care of your needs. For those of you who are going through tough situations, it's time to focus on yourself, make sure that you're healing, make sure that you're sending out the best vibes that you can into the world so that more blessings can come to you. Getting ready with all of your own self-love to be ready to accept the love from another human or another person who is going to give you what you wanted and more. Also, the Winter card, obviously, these things might come to you in the winter time. Again, this only applies to some of you because this is a general reading. But that gives you plenty of time to figure out what you want to manifest and work on yourself so that all these things can come to you in winter. So, Sagittarius, that was your general reading. If you enjoyed it and you resonated, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you for the second half of the month for your general reading. Bye, guys.